Owner discovers the weird reason behind stubborn hamster refusing to open its mouth. Call them rodents or call them hamsters. They are not just furry animals but can lift anyone's mood up with their funny smile. These creatures are much more than cute, they are smart and intelligent. People who pet hamsters will also agree with what we have just said. These little animals love to eat, and we love to watch them eat. Generally, it is said the smaller the pet, the easier it is, but bringing a rodent home is completely different. These days, people prefer them as a good choice for kids, but hamsters are not too comfortable in small hands. This story is of a hamster who surprised not only its owners, but everyone who saw the video. He took his love for food to a different level. This video went viral, and people admitted this little rodent who was not ready to get its teeth chipped and was doing it on purpose. We are not talking about a first-timer, but a person who has been petting these rodents for most of his life. Tankin. His YouTube page is full of videos of the rodents he has. He knows how to take care of these creatures as he is a pro in it. Some people develop a keen interest in a specific species and always work for them. Just like Tankin, who feels these rodents are an important part of his life. But the video we are talking about became an interesting topic for the local news channels as well. A rodent's teeth never stop growing, and that's why clipping those teeth before it starts to hurt the poor little creature is a mandatory thing to do. But it is not a simple task. Hamsters can have mood swings too and can be stubborn at times. Anyway, one cannot expect an animal to stay calm while its human tries to hold them and cut their teeth. This was the reason why Tankin was going to make this video, in an effort to educate. What Tankin was trying to do was to teach people about how to clip a rodent's teeth without harming it. This is something most of the hamster's owners do wrong, so he was planning to keep his camera steady and then cut his hamster's teeth, just to guide the viewers of the video once he uploads it on YouTube. Well, it wasn't going to be that easy. Tankin says in his YouTube videos, there is no other creature that gives more healing than a hamster. Trust us when we say he is quite famous, at least in Japan, his home country, thanks to the amazing videos he shares from time to time on YouTube. After keeping these hamsters as a pet for more than 25 years, there's a significant reason that he started this YouTube channel. 25 years back, when Tankin adopted his first pair of hamsters, he had so many questions, but no exact answers. What will be the best food options for them? How to know when they fall ill? How to keep them healthy? What precautions must one take? He knew nothing much about hamsters, just the fact that they are so adorable that he can't resist bringing them home. That's when he realized that the local vets were also not much aware of hamsters. They were experts in cases of dogs and cats, but very rarely he could locate a vet who was familiar with hamster care and treatments. Tankin learned most of the things about these animals after making mistakes. Even today, it becomes a little challenging to find someone who is an expert when it comes to hamsters. Tankin has not only been keeping hamsters as a pet, but also bred them. He already knew that there were hardly any books or websites completely devoted to these animals. When he felt that he knew everything about hamsters, and this knowledge can help many others who have hamsters as pets, this became the reason behind the YouTube channel. Tankin's channel is all about hamsters, what should be done and what not, the right cleaning procedure, the different requirements of a baby hamster and a grown-up. Even people who keep them as pets aren't aware of all these things. Keeping a hamster is not at all like keeping a dog or cat. There's one more such distinct feature about these animals. Just like other small similar animals such as rabbits and chinchillas, hamsters' teeth never stop growing. Those who live in the wild keep their teeth balanced by cracking nuts that help in tearing their teeth, but the adopted one's teeth keep growing, and it becomes the responsibility of the owner of the hamster to maintain the pet's teeth. The hamsters who are being domesticated also keep their teeth as much as from as they could, all because of their habit of chewing their food as well as chewing the toys or anything they might think of as chewing worthy. Sadly, it doesn't happen always, and that's when the owner faces overgrown teeth. However, the owner's experience of growing a hamster will never be stated as complete until they have been through the process of clipping the hamster's overgrown teeth. Tannen was planning on filming this video from quite a few months, as it can be a life or death thing for a hamster. Yes, overgrown teeth can be very dangerous for these tiny creatures. Their front teeth are known as the incisors, and their growth speed is faster compared to the rest of the teeth. They start folding inwards and might get stuck in the gums, and for the worst, the nose. Hamsters won't be able to eat properly in that case. Although owners can always take their hamsters to the vet to get their teeth clipped, why to do that when one can do it at home? No appointments, no long waits, and happy and healthy hamster. This was Tanken's motive behind filming that video. Everything was going as per the plan until the hamster's actions surprised everyone. Tanken picked up his camera in hand and one of his hamsters in another. This hamster had really long teeth, and it was high time to get them clipped. The camera was shooting, and Tanken started with briefing the viewers with what this video will be about. Meanwhile, he took the first step, that was heading to the kitchen. He mentioned it should be the first step to take the hamster near a sink to clip its teeth. The second step was to show the viewer this hamster's incisors and how long it looked. Also, he wanted to give the viewer an idea about how to know that now was the time to clip a hamster's teeth. So he tried to open the hamster's lips to show its incisors' length. The hamster already saw a bit disturbed and uncomfortable in Tanken's hands. As he already knows how to handle these animals, he kept his grip gentle and tried to calm the hamster. Yet the moment Tanken tried to part the hamster's lips, it started to move as if it was trying to resist. The hamster was struggling and seemed weird for a domesticated animal to behave in such a manner. They get used to their owners and never act strangely like this hamster was doing. He was certainly up to something, but what was it? Tanken thought maybe he was doing something wrong, but that wasn't the case. Tanken couldn't understand what was annoying the hamster so much. It was becoming more and more anxious and tried to get free from Tanken's grip and run away. The hamster was trying to get away by pushing Tanken's thumb away. This was quite awkward for a person who just called himself an expert and was trying to film to guide other people, but it seemed more like he himself was struggling. The misbehaving hamster was almost ready to bite its owner. Well, the video wasn't going as per plan at all. With its little paws, the hamster seemed to be struggling, and Tanken now decided to get to the bottom of this mystery in any way, no matter whatever it takes. It wasn't the first time that this hamster was being held by Tanken, who was trying to clip its teeth. So what was different this time? Tanken started to think that it's not a good day to try to record the clipping hamster's teeth procedure for his viewers. Yes, no creature likes to be handled by a human, but this hamster was a loving one. It has been with Tanken for several years, and not even a single time was it denied his company. Tanken, who too feels closely attached to each of his hamsters, was also a bit disappointed with the little creature's stubborn behavior. Well, even if the hamster was stubborn, its owner was equally stubborn. Tanken didn't give up and decided to give it a try a few minutes later. He could have opened the hamster's mouth forcefully too, but that's not what he wanted to do. He knew how to treat an animal right, and so he tried again. So the stubby hamster spoiled the plan once, and the second time also didn't seem to bother much. Around 15 minutes later, Tanken held the hamster and decided to get to the bottom of this puzzling situation. Little did he know he was going to be so glad that he left his camera on soon. This when Tanken noticed something strange in the hamster's mouth. He couldn't see it clearly, but he understood that something wasn't right at all. Tankin couldn't have guessed what this little pet was hiding in his mouth. Knowing that there was some reason behind the hamster's weird behavior, Tankin decided to not let the pet go this time without discovering the truth. This time, Tankin held on to the hamster tightly and didn't let him go. He has to see what was inside the hamster's mouth, and so he brought the clippers closer to him, and that's when something became more visible. Noticing something in the hamster's mouth, Tankin pressed his cheek and finally something popped out of his mouth. To Tankin's surprise, that wasn't all. There was more inside the hamster's mouth, so he kept the clipper aside to press the hamster's cheek to understand the whole scene. So just to get away from the clipper, the hamster finally gave up and spit out a whole bunch of peanuts. All these peanuts were in the hands of Tankin, and he just couldn't stop laughing. Well, if you think that was all, the cunning hamster wasn't done yet. The little hamster still managed to hide 2 more peanuts deeper in its throat, but Tankin was now aware of what a smart piece of animal he was dealing with here. The hamster was clearly getting scared of the clipper and started popping out more peanuts just by looking at it. At this point, we would like you to guess how many peanuts you think this little hamster was hiding. Definitely, the answer is going to make you laugh. Every time Tankin took out the clipper closer, the hamster popped out the peanuts. And not once, not twice, not thrice, it kept happening. How was he keeping them stored inside, and from how long, Tankin had no clue. But all in all, there were 17 peanuts in his hands within a few minutes. Was this hamster trying to shoot the clipper with those peanuts, or what, we don't know, but the poor rodent's secret was now revealed, and it was now weaponless. After seeing his hamster playing serious tricks on him, Tankin decided he won't take any risks. Before getting back to the clipping work, he checked the rodent for any more hidden peanuts. He couldn't locate any as far as he saw, but that didn't mean there was nothing at all. Tankin, after assuring that the peanut war was finally over, got back to his work of clipping the hamster's teeth, who seemed quite angry about losing the war. At last, Tankin showed the viewers his hamster's teeth. Very smoothly and carefully, he clipped both the incisors bottom. He left the hamster's teeth just half an inch long. Just clipping the teeth is not enough. It should be left with finishing so that the hamster doesn't face any problems. At this point, the hamster felt completely helpless and that all his efforts to fight back the owner failed. Well, we personally feel bad about the hamster's loss, but we do understand that it was for his betterment only. What we can't deny is that it was indeed an awe moment. Just one small step and the mission clipping was about to be accomplished. As the hamster was still struggling, but this much resistance was tolerable. Thankfully, there were no more peanuts popping out of its mouth. So with a little more precaution, Tankin clipped its upper incisors and shaped them nicely. He was proud of the little pet, and in order to comfort the hamster, Tankin patted its head and let it go back to the rest of its friends. Later, Tankin took a look at the video. After watching the video, Tankin couldn't stop laughing, but he was not sure to share it on his channel. When his family said he should immediately upload it, he did, and the results were far more than anyone's expectations. As we already told you that Tankin's YouTube channel is quite famous, but this video suddenly broke all the records. It could be because of the hamsters popping out those peanuts that this video was shared. Whatsoever would have been the reason for its popularity, the video has been viewed by more than 1 million viewers. Tankin still posts videos of hamsters on a regular basis. His only mission is to tell more and more people that cats and dogs aren't the only good species to be kept as pets, but hamsters too equally deserve a loving owner.